this is my calling, and I think a lot of people's calling, and it really came to fruition like over the past year, being able to just have quiet time to really like deep dive in meditation, even though it's like really intense and that road is like isolating and difficult, but I'm grateful for it, to be able to just concentrate on what I fully can offer the world and also to myself.
Welcome
to another episode
of
As
Woo
As
You Want,
with Celine and
Jeremiah and
Kim My Tran.
Woo!
All right.
Yeah.
I need like fake claps in there.
I know, like little handshakes.
So this is exciting. Kim, you are our first like video YouTube interview.
No, you're kidding me. Wow. No. This is wild.
So we're starting 2022 off with a bang.
Very strong.
Nice.
And Celine, you want to take it away?
Sure. So I connected with you through our friend Braxton, who is the Leo super connector at this point.
Ooh, amazing.
Yeah, he's connected us with so many cool people. And we chatted, I guess, like almost a month ago or so, right?
Yeah.
And it was so interesting to talk to you. And you have so many like facets of what you do. And it's pretty great. It's wonderful. And so we're just really excited for you to just maybe start it off and tell us like a little bit about what you do, how you got there. And then, we could talk about future stuff and, just like, let's get the basics at this point.
Right. Well, now I consider myself to be a diviner, a community organizer, and a creative director. I come from a marketing advertising background as a creative director, art director. I've done campaigns for a bunch of brands, but I really, the pandemic really made me realize that there's just so much more that I can do, like helping people, helping the collective through divination, through tarot readings, through like spiritual consulting, through mediumship and like channeling. And also just, I was wondering like if there was like any way I can utilize those specialties of mine and connect it back to the community. So I want to do community readings this year, like in Bushwick, Brooklyn, where I'm from. And I also want to run like a mystical soup kitchen at one of the mutual aid organizations.
That's so rad.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you get started in all of this? Like, did you grow up with that kind of environment, or like, is it just a calling, or?
Well, my family, they're Buddhist, but like more so very concentrated on like the philosophy of Buddhism, But I remember when I was super young and I was like 8 years old and I was like, this seems like if it's unreal. Like, I don't understand what borders are. I don't understand what timing is like. I don't understand why space is just like this. And I questioned God like very early,
Mm-hmm.
So I did a lot of questioning, and then, I would have dreams about my grandpa, and I would just, I really got into like Buffy the Vampire Slayer too.
Listen, that shaped me.
Whoa.
So your grandfather that you had dreams about is he gone? Or was he alive while you were dreaming about him?
Oh yeah, he was gone.
Okay.
By then, I never actually met him in real life.
Got it.
in IRL. He was in Vietnam, and he died in Vietnam. I was born here. I'm first generation Vietnamese and Tucho American. So, you know, a lot of my family I never had the chance to see, but, you know, I connected to them through dreams or through like other worlds or through channeling. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is something that you experienced at a pretty early age, and you did it from a place of almost, your relationship with Buddhism, so your parents raised you Buddhist?
By philosophy. Like, we didn't go to all the temples all the time because it gets like a little cliquey, you know, just like any other organization. It's a little cliquey. It's there for, like, people were there for the goss.
Oh,
I know. Being the son of a rabbi, I know all about that.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. But yeah, my family, we were just more, I don't know. We just practiced like the ideas.
Got it.
Yeah. And then, you know, I was always like super, I don't know, I guess rebellious in high school and then through college. And, you know, I got into major depressed modes, questioning life a lot. And I would I think that's when I picked up tarot, I believe. During college, I picked up tarot. So that must have been like over 15 years ago. I thought it was 13, but 15.
Okay.
Yeah, and then from then on, I just kept working on it, just like wanting answers and like testing on people, reading for myself, which is always super, super difficult. And which is why I have a separate tarot reader for myself, you know?
Yes.
But I realized like over the span of all this time, I've just helped people, you know? And then also finding the right questions to ask the tarot is, to me, almost more important. So when I'm doing a reading, I'm also trying to understand where they're coming from and looking at the bigger picture and seeing how, like, okay, where can we pinpoint and what questions can we ask to get you to a resolve?
And how do you like aid the person in that? Like, is there certain like triggers or certain things you ask them to sort of like focus on, or
I don't really have prompts, but, you know, in the beginning, I would ask them for, you know, if you want a general overview, or there's like 3 concentrations that we can work on. And, you know, most people are like, love.
Yeah.
Career, money, power.
Love all those things.
Family, you know?
Yeah.
So I try to like, while answering and like seeing what's happening presently in their life and like the future a little bit, you know, I can understand like, oh, who are the key players, right? And like, what is the ultimate end goal? Like, a lot of them are also questioning life. Like, oh, which avenue should I take? Should I be on this journey or this journey? So I try to guide them a bit as to like, oh, like, this can end up this way if you choose this one path, or you could choose this other path. But also it comes with these difficulties.
Sure.
You know?
Right.
So I try to be as clear as possible.
Sure. And when we were speaking on the phone, you also talked about some other divination tools you use, like that circle.
Right.
So where did you get all of that?
It's essentially scrying, right? So through scrying, you can see visions from either fire, from mirrors. People have used different types of metals and pieces of rock before.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, Kim. This is really fascinating, but I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm playing ignorant because I know there are people who are going to be listening to this who are like, "What are you talking about?" So
okay, cool.
let's just take a step back. And so when you say like divination and scrying, like talk to us like we have no idea what you're talking about. That would be really helpful.
Okay, cool. So divination is essentially like fortune telling, like utilizing tools in order to look into someone's future. Also, you're co-creating with spirit as well. So for me, I call in my guides, I call in my guides, ancestors, if they're around. So together we can help whoever who needs help.
Amazing. Yeah. Super helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
And through scrying, that's more of receiving visions. You're getting into a very meditative state while concentrating on anything like a source of fire or a piece of metal or a piece of rock, or literally just like looking into the void so you could view from spirit.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sick.
I've never heard of scrying before. That is really amazing.
Yeah. It's kind of, I would say it's sort of like meditation. Yeah, you're just like looking into the void to see images.
It reminds me of Game of Thrones with the Lord of Light, right? Like they talk about like look into the. I don't know if you saw Game of Thrones, Kim.
I did for like 2 seasons, and then I dropped off and just read spoilers. But I watched. I watched the last one.
Okay.
Though. I watched the last.
Yeah, mm-hmm. But for anyone listening who watched Game of Thrones, like Lord of Light, there are certain parts of that show where people like stare into fire and they like see visions of their future. So now I know that's
visions, symbols, whatever spirits or guides are trying to show you. But there is this one Asian technique where you can just, if you just do this, this is kind of strange. Okay. This is like video, but if you just hold your hands out like that, and then you slightly close your lids a little bit, so you see a little peak of vision coming through, and then you keep staring into the circle until you get into a meditative mode. And after a while, you can see some things.
Can you actually do that again and pull? Could you pull further back so people could really see that? Yeah. Since now we have video with us, we can. Okay, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So you just gaze into this hole that you're creating, right? And it's just through your body. You don't need fire. You don't need a mirror. You don't need like a piece of granite or any dark stone. You just use your body to stare into the void. That sounds a little nuts.
No, it sounds perfect.
It sounds totally
amazing.
Perfect and amazing.
It's perfect.
That's beautiful.
It's perfect.
Thank you.
Wow. So when you do scrying, are there specific materials that you prefer?
I like fire.
Okay.
A lot. I think it might just be the vibes in general.
Are you a fire sign?
I'm a Leo rising. Yeah, I'm a Leo rising. Cancer sun, Gemini moon. So a little nutty. A little nutty. But it's okay.
So do you do that like when people ask mainly, or like, how do you figure out when you use that? Or is it just like intuitively?
Reasons. Yeah, I use it for personal reasons. If I really want to commune or receive messages, it's easier for me to like look into a fire or utilize my body, or say if there's like group gatherings, right? And there's a bonfire, and if we're trying to see if there's any messages for the collective or the group, I'll look into a fire for like an hour, an hour or 2. I'll just keep looking into that fire and just to like get all the downloads.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's also something I haven't really heard of, which is collective readings. So you'll do readings for like a group of people and there'll be a common message.
Yeah. I mean, typically if there's a bonfire, right? There's like several people trying to create it. There's like a lot of people around. So wherever I am, New York, you can't really do bonfires too often, but usually I'm doing it like on a trip in nature with people. And for me, it's really important to engage with the spirit and the ancestors of this land. Shout out to Lenni Lenape Hoking, this is like their territory.
Yes.
So I want to make sure that I'm communicating. I want to make sure that, there's like peace. And I want to make sure if there's any messages for them to tell us as people who are like walking on this land, I will be the communicator,
Yeah.
And a lot of it might be super peaceful or like, yes, we're here to like celebrate with you. And some of it might be like, yo, y'all gotta like change. Y'all have to step up. Okay. Y'all have to step up and like make sure that you're protecting these lands.
Yeah.
Making sure that it's for people who will tend to the land. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not just exploit it and ruin it.
Oh, yeah.
That was like really intense.
No.
That's just like
it's
past experiences.
That shit
totally
is real
happening.
And that is absolutely the message that people need to hear for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. And so what you're trying to do now is do more of the collective readings for communities like in around like Bushwick and New York and create like what's the new vibe? What's your new career job that you've been working on? Tell us about it.
Okay. So it's called Chế Kim Nine. So Chế Kim is actually Vietnamese. Chế is a Tucho word passed through Vietnam, and it means elder sister or sister. Kim in Vietnamese is literally just my name, Kim.
Okay.
Nine is just my number. It's like my forever number. Yeah, but that's basically a spiritual practice that I created to help the collective. It has art offerings such as symbol creating. So I want to teach classes on symbol creation. I'll be making hopefully AI and like botanical art prints. So that's like another thing I want to concentrate on. I want to make like videos for like how-tos, but also I'll be just doing straight up divination and mediumship. And, my offerings are for everyone. That includes BIPOC people from the LGBTQ community, those and like, youth groups. Like I want to make sure that they have access to knowledge, so I offer like old school style. I offer sliding scale, but also barter.
Okay.
Like straight up barter. Like if they have a service, like, like a haircut, or maybe they're really good at drawing or whatever, they're able to barter with me because I kind of just like, capitalism's messed up and I still partake. Obviously, these systems exist, but I want to try my best to divest.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Rad.
Mm-hmm.
Super rad. So, God, I mean, you offer so much.
I know.
I feel like we could do a whole episode just about this creation stuff you were just talking about. Like, I'm really interested in that. Do you mind diving into that for like a few more minutes? So,
botanical AI.
Yeah, or just the concept of symbol making. Like, what?
Symbol making.
Are you talking about like sigils and stuff, or sigils? Yeah.
Yes. So, my background is in like design and marketing. Like I've been creating brands and identities for so long. But also, I make a bunch of like power sigils. I make a bunch of, symbols for myself, that like is in tune with spirit. And it's helped me along the way,
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that people also have these tools to create on their own. And sigils are incredibly personal, I'm not here to create a sigil for you, but I will help you create one. I will show you like techniques that I know of.
Can we dive into that a bit more? Because I barely know anything about sigils.
Oh, okay. Sigils.
Yeah.
Sigils is like an ancient form of creating, say, symbols that are imbued with intent that can help people get to their end goal. So, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Wait, maybe I should rephrase it.
Yeah, give us an example.
Yeah, so say if you had the intent of having all the power that you want to love freely, right? So you create a very solid phrase like, I want the power to love freely. Then you take all of the consonants from that, line them up, delete any duplicates, and then you make your own symbol from that phrase.
So you actually using the letter forms to create a shape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. But it's very, very important that only you know about it and you don't give away that power. So this is just for you. Which is why I can't technically make a sigil for someone else, but they can make it on their own.
You just draw like out of the letters, you draw a symbol for yourself.
Yes.
And then you like look at it and it like is charged with that, whatever intention is behind it. I used to make them.
Yes.
They're pretty cool. Yeah. I always mess it up though.
What do you mean? How do you mess it up?
I think I did one. I did one a few months ago to meet like a love, like have a love of my life. Dumb move. Okay. I did meet someone, but they weren't
fuckboys to come around or whoever. Sorry, oops, I don't know.
It's okay. This is uncensored. We're woo, but we're uncensored. So,
but I think they're so fun to make and so empowering and like, so I think that's so cool that you're gonna. So yeah, I guess what you're offering is like so multi-dimensional and multifaceted that like you could just create an empire.
No, no empires. But this is what I offer.
Well, I just mean an empire in terms of like giving communities the opportunities to know all of this knowledge. And in that sense, an empire. I don't mean like a literal empire. Though, I don't know. I kind of love empires, but.
They're kind of hot, but they treat me nice.
And so, people will listen to this. I think we will release this next week, but today is January 14th, 2022. And you launched 13th. Sorry, 13th. And I have the Mercury retrograde in my mind.
Yes,
which is tomorrow.
I know.
But so you launched, Kim, your website today.
Yes. Before the retrograde. It's in the shadow, but whatever.
Hey, whatever.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
So that's really cool. We're going to link that for everyone. So if you're curious about these offerings that Kim is providing, you will definitely be able to check it out by the time this episode is out. So that's super exciting.
Yes.
Is it going to just be a digital space? Or are you going to have an actual? I mean, I know it's like kind of a nuts time, but like, are you having a headquarters of this, or is it just digital for right now?
Oh, it's digital. The headquarters would be like my body,
I guess that's everybody's headquarters, honestly.
Yeah. But the thing is, if people are in Bushwick and they really, really feel as if they need an in-person reading, we will both get rapid tested and I will wear gloves and whatever and meet you at a park if you want to, or potentially one of the mutual aid organizations I'm working with. So I'm also, how do I phrase this? I also like really, really want to engage again with community. I feel like the past 2 years have been just so insane, and like physical places are such a luxury, having places to actually meet up with people where you can do anything is so great. And mutual aid organizations, they have that. If you want to like connect with them, you can. If you want to throw your own event there, you can. If you want to do anything from like food distribution to, I don't know, like feeding chickens at one. There's like a community farm.
Oh, wow.
Bushwick City Farms. And chickens there. So if you want like pet chickens there, that's also cool. But I think these spaces and like really connecting back with them are really important,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't know why I just got on like that pathway, but.
Well, I asked you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, it's a really important point, right? Like you literally just said, it's been 2 years of really not having shared physical space, and we took it for granted because that was the norm, and now it's not the norm, and now you're realizing the power of that, and like also like from what you're saying, it really sounds like you're really aligning with like this Age of Aquarius vibe where you really are focused on the community. Like you're here to serve the community.
Yeah. This is my calling, and I think a lot of people's calling, and it really came to fruition like over the past year, being able to just have quiet time to really like deep dive in meditation, even though it's like really intense and that road is like isolating and difficult, but I'm grateful for it, to be able to just concentrate on what I fully can offer the world and also to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's what we're like here to do, essentially, right? Like,
I hope so. Like, I want all minds to change, I want us to be on the same wavelength.
Well, I don't know about right now.
I know. But
for the future, for sure, you know, eventually, we're in a wild time. It's a total time of transition and growth and new ideas. And a lot of the structures it will be rocky, but I think it will be cool.
Things are collapsing,
Yeah, I know.
Collapsing, and people need support.
I know. We do. Yeah. And that's, I think we're all essentially trying to just heal each other and give each other space and support each other. And, it's what I do in my work. And we all do it in our own ways, So bravo to you. This is really rad.
Bravo to you.
Oh, well, bravo to all of us,
Awesome. Yes. Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, I just going back to that point, and I, Celine talked about this, where it's actually kind of crazy. This podcast has now been around with COVID longer than without it.
Wow.
So I've been in the process of, I'll just announce it now, but we'll have all of our old episodes ready for YouTube by the time you're listening to this, so you can check it out. But so I've been reviewing all of our episodes. But we've talked about COVID a bunch with a number of healers, and that's one thing where, God, like you said, we've definitely gone through and we're still going through a very deep period of deconstruction and collapse and literally death, and there's a lot of pain and despair and intensity in that, but it's also really important to see what opportunities are there. And so like hearing your experience of going, taking this time where you're like alone and isolated and being able to look at yourself, right? Like how many people have been able to do that and now like come out of that and like literally reframe, reshape, and re-enter their lives in a completely new way is monumental. And you wouldn't have been able to do that without such an intense experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It definitely makes someone question, you know, what the fuck is time, first off?
Yeah.
Fuck is time? It was literally a minute and like a million years. I still can't fully frame it. Like my human brain just can't process what just happened. But anyway, yeah, to have that like moment to just really gaze inward is amazing. Difficult, but amazing. Yeah.
Are you working with anybody else, or is it just you right now for your
project? Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I definitely, you know,
I mean, there's always going to be growth. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to co-create, you know, to me, I feel like this is also a vehicle with spirit that I'm co-creating with. I want to work with mutual aid organizations. I want to work with artists. I want to work with experts in their field, or even just students. I want to be able to work with everyone. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Maybe not evil people, but also, you know, maybe not Jeff Bezos.
Oh, really? Why not? What a cool dude.
He's so great.
He's so compassionate.
So cool. I love that like little bald head.
So actually, I'm curious, Kim, just for people who, you know, since we're not out of it, we're still dealing with Omicron right now. I was looking at the.
Oh yes, we're in it. Yeah.
I was looking at the times. You know how they have the map of the world, U.S. and like the U.S. is just like deep red. It's like everywhere is just hit so hard right now.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I wonder if there's something you can offer our readers, our listeners, in terms of like maybe a practice or two that you've been doing to help you through this process. Like, is there something that you kind of keep on going back to that people can kind of take away or try for themselves?
Let's see. I think like intense breathing.
Love it.
For me, I'm also like really into like Venusian pretty things. Like that just makes me happy. So you know, making sure your surroundings are chill, you have objects that, you know, you love. I think really amazing scents as well. Like great incense that could just transform your space. Oh, bells too. Just anything that can reverberate sound is amazing, just to like cleanse the space repeatedly throughout the week. It was really good. I'm really into clearing spaces, you know, and making sure they're charged. Just so you can keep a little bit more of like a calmness. Yeah, that
love
meditation.
Yeah,
of course. I also created a system of goal settings. This sounds like ridiculous.
No.
Yeah.
A system of goal settings?
A system, I guess, of like, they're like journaling prompts.
Okay.
I don't know what to call it yet, but it's called the 9-9, and it's based on different types of numerology and their whatever they symbolize. So you go through 9 journaling prompts and to just really understand like what you value. So I feel like after you understand what you value, then you can take action steps towards creating what you value. Yeah. Okay, like number 1 is about self and identity and action, right? So, you know, to me, the prompts would be, what will your ideal future look like in your daily life? What actions will you take every single day? What soothes yourself? You know, what is your current identity and what is the identity that you are looking for in the future? Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say second would be about how you self-love, you know, is it through money?
Mm-hmm.
Is it through, like, what is your home? Like, how do you want that to look like? But anyways, that's like for another convo as well.
No, I mean, I think giving everybody all the tastes of what you do is the best, you know, because there's so much, there's so many things to do and so many ways that we can heal and grow and like be more of co-creators in our lives. And I think the more people know just the multitudes of ways you can do that, like, it's very empowering, you know. I think essentially what it seems like is you just want to empower people, right? Like, and like, that's the greatest thing. You know, it's all we kind of want, to be seen and to feel empowered and loved and safe. And I'm sure there's other things, but I feel like those are the tops.
Yeah, that was,
100%.
I mean, everything you said was amazing right there. Like just all those different tools were, that was so awesome. I actually really want to get like some bells now. But yeah.
Yeah, bells at temples. Go to temples and just get a bunch of bells.
Oh, you can
love.
Like purchase them at temples.
Oh yeah. Because they have the best ones. They clear so much space. I don't know what it is.
That's a great pro tip. It's a great pro tip.
Yeah,
I'm totally gonna do that. Maybe even this weekend. And then the journaling was really resonating with me. So, is that like proprietary? I don't know if you want to like give us the 9 steps or.
Oh no, it's like for everyone.
So
it's for everyone.
So you went
like literally. So.
I'm sorry. So you said the first one was like sense of self.
Ooh, maybe I should pull up my notes, huh?
Yeah. Do you mind? I mean,
yeah, totally. Oh my God, this is like really embarrassing.
Oh well, you don't have to do it if it's embarrassing. But I don't think it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, but I'll do it. You know? Because it's
Leo rising. There's your Leo rising right there.
I'm so embarrassed, but sure.
Honestly, that's so Leo. I'm terrified, but I'll do it anyway.
I'll do it anyway.
I was waiting for you to ask me, honestly, but not really.
Yeah. So this is something that I developed for myself, first and foremost. It's like kind of like a reminder of like where I'm currently at and where I want to be, right? So, oh my God, this is so embarrassing because I only shared this with really close friends, but I wanted to share it later in the year when I'm ready, but it's okay. I'll do it now. So number one would be, the theme of number one would be initiation and action. What activities will I be engaged in daily? What drives my being? Things like that. Number two is about self-love, the mind, body, and spirit. In what ways will I love myself? What practices will I develop to care for my body, mind, and spirit? What will my body feel like? And this is like in an ideal future or whatever time is. But anyway, number three is about creation. That could be through art making or sex. What will I be creating or producing? How will I feel during this process? What will my sex life look like and feel like? Number four is about grounding, the house and the home. What will stability look like for me? Feel like? What will my home look like? Feel like? How do I care for my home? How much money do I need? Do I want? Number five is about discovery, travel, education, and your voice. It's like very Mercury driven. So how will I explore the world? How will I seek out education? What lessons are there to be learned? How will I communicate to the world? What issues will I want to speak to on a personal level and outwardly to the world? 6 is about partnership and relationships. And also like aesthetics. But anyway, Oh, what will my ideal partner or partners look like? How will they make me feel and valued? What type of relationship or ships will we have? How will they treat me? Things like that. 7 is about the spirit, honoring and communing. So what will my relationship to spirit, source, ancestors, etc. look like? How will it feel like? 8 is about mastery, or I shouldn't say mastery. Someone told me that. That's true. Maybe expertise.
Mm-hmm.
So think of yourself as an architect, someone who can organize. So what are you looking to be an expert of? What capabilities will you have as an expert, and how will you help people with that? Or like, if you don't want to help people, that's also cool. Not everyone's here to help people. You could just make cool shit,
Mm-hmm.
And number 9, my favorite, is to serve community and healing. Like, how will I serve my community? What healing powers do I have? What superpowers are in there that I really have to tap into or admit? Sometimes people just need to see, list out a bunch of things that you're actually good at in order to see that they're there.
I mean,
yes. But anyway,
that was freaking awesome. And so happy you shared with us.
Yeah.
Those were
cool. Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah.
This recognition is really doing me good, because that was so personal to me.
So the way,
but it's so universal though, I interrupted Jer.
Yeah, no, I was just curious. So every morning you run through that list? Is that the?
Oh hell no!
Oh, okay,
I can't do that.
I don't know. How do you do the practice? So it's just like a one-time thing, or?
I like to do it. I check in depending on whenever I need it. Whenever I feel as if I need to look into my present right now, I'll write out that list. So it could be like every 3 months. In the early stages, it was like every month I wanted to go through like a 9-9, but then I got like mad busy. And now I just do it like annually.
That's
for the past like 3 years.
I mean, that's such a great practice, because I find like, particularly during these times, your sense of like what you even want or who you want to be and like what you want to experience, it's just shifting so intensely. So to be able to just like have that written out and track it, it doesn't have to same, but just to revisit it and be like, okay, it's shifted now. Now it's this, or, oh no, it's gotten more intense. Like I want to actually go deeper into this stuff. So like to have that practice is really awesome. And I also think it's so cool how the numbers, for the most part, we're really tracking like numerology, right? Like 4 was like house and home and that kind of stuff. So I love that. Celine?
No. I've lost what I was going to say.
Okay.
Sorry. When I brought people to, do this project, this practice with me, the 9-9, like it was amazing for other people to also witness like your wants and needs as well. So I think that's also super therapeutic. So I think I'm going to continue to do it with like very small groups.
Definitely. I think it will be so, because it's essentially like the idea that a lot of, Bashar. I should talk to you about Bashar. She knows who Bashar is. Bashar. Bashar has a similar, not as specific and not as like eloquently done, obviously, but there is this idea that like the imagination and the intentions and the thinking and feeling and imagining how life could be is a really the foundation of how it will manifest, right? And so this is it's a beautifully well organized way to look at that. I think is very beneficial and helpful, 999, so I forgot that Bashar. Love that.
Bashar. Wow. I remember the first and only time I actually like really listened to the channelings, I like just passed out. I could not stay awake. Just deep, yeah. Maybe.
Favorite alien?
I love like Hawaiian shirts. So.
Oh, I know. Like never changed. It hasn't changed in like 30 years.
Have you heard about something called like light language?
Light language?
I guess it's like super new agey, right? Where people just like channel like the sound of angels or whatever.
I mean, and it comes across as light. I mean, that sort of tracks, I guess.
Yeah.
There's so many wild things out there. That's what I love about it, you know?
I wish I could just travel around.
You will.
Pandemic.
You will after, you know?
Look into people's like, I don't know, like super, super niche ways of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's very cool.
Mm.
Is there anything else that you want to like share or like plug with the audience or?
So my website is launched officially.
Yes.
It's me. You can reach me on Instagram at Chế Kim Nine or go to ChéKim9.com.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Should I spell that out or will that be
yeah, we'll link that. So exciting.
Thank you. I'm excited too. This is really like it feels as if these are all of my wishes that I want to make, you know, that I want to offer. So
yeah. And I still have to look at your hands.
Oh my gosh, wait.
Well.
Oh, sorry. I know. The resolution.
you just
like,
start
here.
doing a reading right now.
Hold on. wait, hold on. Celine, what do you see? What do you see?
Oh boy. I'm just so pleased you were on and you're our first video guest. What a rad thing.
Oh my gosh. I feel so like, I don't know, the Cancer in me is like, oh my God, I just want to take a nap. Hold on, I'm scared. And then the Cancer in me is like that. And then the Leo side is just more like, wow, wait, hold on. I'm like the first guest on video. It's crazy. I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
our pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Kim, thank you so much for coming on. You shared like so many good tidbits, nuggets, gems. Like,
really?
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now my Gemini. Oh my God. Yes.
Well, I'm a Gemini sun, so that's what you're going to get.
Well, you have a podcast. Holy crap.
Obviously.
Wait, Celine, what are you?
I'm a triple Capricorn.
My nemesis.
Nuh-uh, but look at us. No,
You're
because
so
you're
good.
Cancer. Because you have Cancer.
Yeah,
We'll get along.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I even
Don't
it
worry.
out because I'm Gemini and a quadruple Libra. So I'm just like balancing you guys. You're actually like both on top of me right now. So I'm doing this.
Oh my gosh. Oh, cool. Like Atlas. Yeah.
Exactly.
And we're the world. That's amazing.
Well, Kim, this was so awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. And I really look forward to hearing more from you. And we encourage everyone who was listening to please check out Kim's site. Congratulations on this launch. This is awesome. So happy for you. I think like, I don't know, the whole time you were talking, I was like, she's in the right place. I just feel like you're doing the right thing. Like totally. It just feels very aligned. And like all of your offerings have been really wonderful to hear about. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay.
Cool.
Take care.
Well, we'll
see you on the next pod, everyone. Much love.
Cool. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks, Kim.
Bye.